Okay, Bluetooth low energy is a new open short range radio technology. It uses blank sheet of paper design, different for the radio classics, that is BR and EDR basic, that is basic rate and enhanced data rate. So there are two data rates available with a Bluetooth low energy, that is basic data rate and enhanced data rate. Okay, it is optimized one, optimized for ultra low power transmission. It is optimized for ultra low power transmission, and it enables the coin cell battery use cases, like the current requirement for this is just less than 20 milliampere peak current, and that is average current is less than 5 microampere. Okay, so it's a very low current it takes, so it is a low current, and you can use like this coin cell battery, that is CR2430. This is a coin cell battery, CR2430. So like this batteries you can use for this Bluetooth low energy, okay, CR2430. okay. Alright, so that's why Bluetooth low energy is popular, and there are many applications available with Bluetooth low energy. So we are going to see the architecture and everything about this Bluetooth low energy. Basic concepts of Bluetooth 4.0. It's everything is optimized at a lower power consumption. So very basic thing about Bluetooth low energy is a lower power consumption. So it is a least power consumption. So that's why the battery life is extends for many days and longer one. Again, advantage of this Bluetooth low energy, how the power consumption has been decreased. Okay, so it uses short packets, reduce the transmission peak current, so it transfers the short packets. Okay, short packets it transfers in case of a Bluetooth low energy. Short packet reduce the RX time as well, so receive time is also low, because whenever you are transmitting a very small packets, at that time the transmission time is also reduces, as well as the receiving time is also reduces. So packet overheads are less, and it transmits the short packets. That's why it's more advantageous. It is a less RF channel to improve the discovery and the connection time. Okay, it uses a less RF channels, the radio frequency channels, to improve the discovery and the connection time. So if you can reduce the scan time, so it reduces the scan time. So once the scan time is reduced, you can save the power. Okay, so in case of this RF channels and all, so it reduces the scan time. Then it is simple state machine. Okay, and it is a single protocol. So these are the advantages of Bluetooth 4.0. That's why the Bluetooth 4.0 is more popular, and it is a less power consumption. What are the energy facts of Bluetooth low energy, that is Bluetooth low energy, Bluetooth 4.0? Okay, so facts are like the range is near about 150 meters open field. So 150 meters it supports in an open field. The power is 10 milliwatt, that is 10 dBm. Okay, power is 10 dBm. Then maximum current it takes while transmission is near about 15 milliampere, less than equals to 15 milliampere. Latency is t millisecond. Latency is the time required to receive the data from the transmitter to a receiver, like from here TX to RX. What is the time required? It is just a 3 millisecond. It's very low. Topology, it uses a star topology. Okay, connections, that is less than 2 billion devices are connected with the BLE, and modulation is it uses a GFSK at the rate 2.4 gigahertz. So this 2.4 gigahertz band is unlicensed band, so it is unlicensed frequency band, and this is very what you call free band, free, no need to purchase the frequency. It is a free band. Robustness, it's adaptive frequency hopping with 24-bit CRC. So cyclic redundancy check it uses as a error correction and decoding technique. Then security, it uses 128-bit AES encryption, that is CCM encryption. The sleep current, so this is very important. So regular Bluetooth is having a very high sleep current, so it consumes. So once you pair the device, it consumes the power. But in case of a Bluetooth low energy, the sleep current is less than 1 microampere. So it is very low current, so sleep current is very low. Then there are different modes of operation of Bluetooth Low Energy. It can operate in broadcast mode, it can operate in connection mode, it can operate in event data models mode, or it can operate in read and write mode. Okay, so there are different operating modes available with the Bluetooth Low Energy. So these are the key facts of Bluetooth Low Energy, how you are going to use this particular Bluetooth Low Energy. Okay, key facts of this. Next, another fact sheet, data throughput. Throughput is like how your data has been received. So for the Bluetooth Low Energy, the data throughput is not the meaningful parameter. It does not support the streaming. So streaming is not supported with the Bluetooth Low Energy. Okay, but it has the data rate of 1 megabits per second. So data rate is 1 megabits per second, but it is not optimized for the file transfer, because for the file transfer, if your file size is huge, then it takes long time to transfer your data over a Bluetooth Low Energy. That's why the BLE devices for file transfer, these are not supported, but for the data transfer, like just fact transfer or some like numeric value transfer or numeric data transfer, this Bluetooth Low Energy is supported. Okay, it is specifically the Bluetooth Low Energy is designed for sending small chunks of data, the small packets. So you can transfer small packets, exposing state. So you can use this Bluetooth Low Energy for transmission of the small packets. Okay, all right, are you getting this? Then this is good for small and discrete data transfer. Bluetooth Low Energy is good for small and discrete data transfer. Data can be triggered with a local events. Okay, so in this case, the data can be triggered with the local events. Then data can be read at any time by the client. So like whenever you are using a smart watches and smart bands, so phone notifications and notifications will be displayed on those particular watches and bands. So that is undetermined, like at any time the notification comes and it has to show the notification on the band. So that uses that data can be read at any time by the client. Okay, it uses interface model is very simple, that is GATT. So GATT, that is generic attribute profile model. It uses generic attribute profile model. It's very simple module for profile transmission and reception. Okay, so this is about the facts like of exposing state of Bluetooth 4.0. So this is the architectural diagram of Bluetooth 4.0. Okay, so so it is major, it is having a 3 layers. One is a controller layer, second is a host layer, and third is application layer. Okay, so controller layer corresponds to physical layer. Again, the physical link layer, then link layer is there, and data text mode layer is there, and half of the host controller layer. Okay, this host controller layer will corresponds to connection management and control, okay, of a host. Then this is a common layer. So this L2 cap layer, so this is known as an L2 cap layer. So L2 cap layer is same as logical link control and adaptation protocol layer. So this layer is available in normal Bluetooth as well. So this is actually a Bluetooth layer. Next, for security management and AES encryption, it uses a security manager layer. Okay, and for generic attribution protocol, it uses attribute protocol layer and generic attribute protocol layer. Okay, and above on the top of that we have profile access layer, generic profile access layer, and next there is application layer, like if you are using music, if you are using file transfer. So for that there are different applications, music, file transfer, or if you are using Bluetooth Low Energy for smart bands and all. So there are different application protocols and there are different applications available, and based on that the code is written or protocol is written in under the application layer. Okay, so this is a basic block diagram of or architectural block diagram of Bluetooth Low Energy. Okay, so next we'll see there are different applications of Bluetooth Low Energy. One is a device mode. So there is a dual mode and a single mode. So what is dual mode? What is single mode of Bluetooth Low Energy? So in a dual mode, it uses that is enhanced data rate and basic data rate as well, or a low energy data rate. So it uses everywhere in today's world. Like you can use in a smartphone, it uses a dual mode. Like your smartphone is connected to your band, with your band, as well as your smartphone is connected to your headset. Okay, so it is a dual mode. So both the devices will be connected. A single mode, it implements only a Bluetooth Low Energy and will be used in a new devices and applications. So single mode is just a pairing mode. Okay, so one device is paired with another device, that is single mode. And dual mode, the device is connected with the two different devices and all. Okay, so here it is dual and a single mode profiles. So dual mode profile and a single mode profile. So we have here basic data rate and enhanced data rate stack. We have a dual mode stack and a single mode stack. Okay, so we are going to compare these things. So in case of a basic data rate stack, it uses a basic data rate RF signal. So here in case of a dual mode, it uses a basic data rate RF signal as well as the low energy RF signal. But in case of a single mode stack, it uses a low energy RF signal. Okay, so it uses a link manager layer. Okay, this uses link manager as well as link layer control. Okay, again in case of a single mode layer, it uses a link layer control. Okay, then it uses this L2 cap, that is logical link control and adaptation protocol. In case of a dual mode, also it uses L2 cap, that is logical link control and adaptation protocol. And single mode, it uses again L2 cap, that is logical link control and adaptation protocol. Then here it uses RFCOMM protocol, that is radio frequency communication protocol. It uses again RFCOMM protocol, and it is integrated protocol with attribute protocol. So generic attribute protocol it uses. But in case of a single mode, it uses generic attribute protocol. It will not use RF protocol. So BR EDR will use serial port profile. Also dual mode will use attribute profile and a serial port profile, whereas a single mode will use only a attribute profile. Okay, so this is a comparison slide. So how you can compare with basic data rate and enhanced data rate stack, with dual mode stack, and with a single mode stack. Okay, this is a comparison slide, how you are going to compare these things. So if you talk with about the physical layer, so physical layer corresponds to data transmission and reception. Okay, it is a physical connection. So as Bluetooth 4.0 or BLE uses 2.4 gigahertz ISM band, so this is unlicensed frequency band. The data rate is 1 megabits per second and uses the modulation technique as GFSK. Okay, it is larger modulation index than a Bluetooth basic rate, which means the better range. 40 channels on 2 megahertz spacing, so it uses a 40 channel. So here this diagram shows the 40 channels with 2 megahertz spacing. Like if you look at this, the starting frequency is 2402 megahertz, 2404, 2406 till 2480. So the channel frequency range is from 2402 megahertz to 2480 megahertz. Okay, so there are total 40 channels. Okay, so each channel will use different data transmission and all. So we have channel number 0 to channel number 39. So here channel number 0 to channel number 39. So there are altogether 40 channels. Okay, so each channel is spaced with 2 megahertz spacing. So channel spacing is 2 megahertz. So there is a guard band of 2 megahertz between each channel. Okay. Next, there are three types of there are two types of channels, the physical channels. So which are those? 3 advertisement channels with 37 data channels. So with these 40 channels, these are divided into there are like 3 advertisement channel and 37 data channels. Okay, so the advertisement channels are here. So we have here 37 number channel, then we have 38 number channel, and we have 39 number channel. So these are the 38, 38, 37, 38, 39. These are the 3 advertisement channels, and rest of these are the data channels, so channel 0 to 10 or 11 to 36. So or like 0 to 36 number channels are data channels, and channel number 37, 38 and 39 are advertisement channels. Okay, and you can observe the frequencies. So just in the last slide we have discussed about frequency. So it starts with 2402 megahertz and end up with 2480 megahertz. Okay, so each frequency band is spaced with 2 megahertz band. Okay, so this is about physical channels. So next, advertising channels avoid 802.11. So 802.11 is again a protocol standard, IEEE protocol standard. So 9LL logical link data channels still available. So 9 logical link data channels are available. Like we have here Wi-Fi channel 1, then Wi-Fi channel 6 and Wi-Fi channel 11. So these are the different protocols, and again the range is from 2402 megahertz to 2480 megahertz. So channel number 37, 38, just 39, these are advertisement channels. Then we have here 0 to 8 channels are corresponds to Wi-Fi channel 0, channel 1. Channel number 11 to 20 corresponds to Wi-Fi channel 6, and 24 to 32 corresponds to channel 11. And rest of the 9 channels are logical link data channels are still available. Okay. So it uses a link layer control. So link layer control, link layer state machine. So here first thing is scanning is required for a Bluetooth. Then there is a standby, advertisement is there, initiating is there, then connection is there. So this connection from a slave and connection from the master. Master initiates the connection and then the slave connects to the master. Okay. So the scanning, after the scanning, then it goes to a standby mode. Whenever once the connection has been established, and whenever there is no data transfer, at that time it moves to the standby mode. Okay, so it moves to the standby mode. Because of that, the power consumption is less in case of Bluetooth Low Energy. So here it is peripheral and central frequency band and scanning advertisement. So what is advertising? So here it is advertisement index. So it is less than 10 millisecond. The timing diagram of peripheral has been given. So devices can advertise for a variety of reasons. One is to broadcast promiscuously. The second, to transmit the signed data and previous bounded device, to advertise their presence and the device wanting to connect, and to reconnect asynchronously. The device is advertisement. Advertisement is just nothing but flashing a signal toward the master, so that the master gets connected with the client. Okay, so slave has to flash the signal so that the master gets connected to the client. Okay, so these are as we have seen, the channel number 37, channel number 38 and channel number 39 used for 3 channels are there for advertisement. Okay, channel number 38, 38, 39. So these three channels are for advertisement, and rest of the 37 channels are there. So those are used for the data. Okay, then data transfer. So first the connection request has been taken place. Once the connection has been established, so it is less than 1.25 millisecond time required. Again, the master to slave connection is there. So master will transfer the information toward the slave, and then the slave responds to the master, that is, I have received the data and all. Okay, so it is a connection oriented. Once the connection has been established, then only the data transfer has been taken place. Once the connection is made, the master informs the slave of hopping sequence and when to wake. Okay, master informs the slave when to wake and when to receive the data. Okay, all subsequent channels are formed in this 37 data channels are used for data transfer, and 3 channels are there for those are used for advertisement. Okay, transactions can be encrypted. Both the transmission transactions can be encrypted. Both the devices go into a deep sleep between the transactions. So whenever there is no transfer of information, both the devices like master and slave can go into a deep sleep, and which will save the power. Okay, so this is advantages in case of Bluetooth Low Energy, that though the device will go into a sleep mode whenever there is a no data transfer. So they saves the data and they go into a sleep mode. Okay, all right. So this is about data transactions. Next, how actually a logic link control connection works. So it is very low latency connection. Okay, then first initiator will initiate the data by using advertisement. So advertisement sends this particular channel. Okay, then connection request has been granted by the master to the slave. So as we have I have explained to you, the slave will send the advertisement signal to the master. Master responds it, connection request. Then call signal has been sent from the master towards the slave. The slave will put the data towards the master. Then master will send acknowledgement signal. Then logical link termination. Then the acknowledgement is again there, and then it goes to a sleep mode. Okay, so these are data channels. Okay, these are the advertisement channels, and here it is a master, here it is a slave, and the total time is 3 milliseconds. So it is a very low time. Okay, so this is about logical link connection and control. Here it is a packet, how the packet are time from disconnection and how this packet looks like. So it is a time sequence. So we started with 0 microseconds. So there is nothing in a master TX. So radioactive is 176 microseconds. So advertisement direct will send for the slave. Then at 326 microsecond, the master receives the connection request, and at 352 microseconds, just 26 microseconds required for the response. Then in 1928 microsecond, the empty packet has been sent. Radioactive is 80 microsecond only. So this radioactive is nothing but at what time the energy has been consumed. Okay. Then 2158, the radioactive is 144. It attribute protocol and handle the value indications. Then again empty packet acknowledgement, 80 microseconds required. Again 96 microseconds required, and empty packet acknowledgement 80 microseconds required. So this is total 3 millisecond time frame. Okay, so this is total 3 millisecond time frame how the data has been transferred from slave to a master and master to a slave. Okay, so this advertisement direct index will be given by the slave. Then master responds it. Then master sends the empty packet. The slave will receive the attributes. Then termination request. Then terminates the master. The slave will terminate the signal, and master will send the empty packet again. Okay, so total time duration is less than 3 milliseconds. So what is as we are talking about Bluetooth low energy, actually how much is the low energy Bluetooth will provide? So from the previous slide, they calculate the energy per transaction. So we can calculate the energy per transaction. So we have here transactions. So it requires this many time durations. Okay, and we require time in microseconds as well. Okay, so we can calculate this. So assume that the upper bound 3 millisecond per minimal transaction. Okay, then estimated transmission power is 15 milliwatt. Mostly the transmission power amperes are 65 nanometer chips. So if you use 1.5 volt battery, so 10 milliampere multiplied by 0.015 watt into 0.003 seconds. So it is a 3 milliseconds. That's why 0.003 millisecond. So the power required is 45 microjoules. Okay, if you calculate this, the Bluetooth low energy required is 45 microjoules. How long the sensor lasts the battery? So if you consider the Laminar battery, that is WC357 battery, it is 1.55 volt 180 milliampere hour battery. Okay, 180 milliampere hour battery. The cost is about $2 to $5. So it's a very low cost. So we can have calculated this 45 microjoule of power. So 180 milliampere hour divided by 10 milliampere, that is 18 hour. Okay, 18 hour, that is about 64,800 seconds, that is 21.6 million transactions. So if you consider that, suppose the sensor sends the data with every minute. So if every minute it triggers, then it lasts for 1440 days. Okay, so it does 21.6 million transactions. That's why if we consider that the calculation, So it lasts for 18 hours, and if you send for every 1 minute one packet, then it lasts about 1440 days. So the just BT, that is low energy transaction, 15,000 days, so it is less more than 40 years. This far exceeds the life of a battery and or the product. This means the battery will cost more than the electronics. These sensors could run scavenge power, that is ambient light as well. So if you put a solar power or a scavenging energy scavenging technique, and if you attach a power, solar power, that is 1.5 volt solar cells, and then also it will work on those particular sensors and all. Okay. All right. So this is about Bluetooth Low Energy. So we have seen about architecture. We have seen about energy requirement and energy calculations of Bluetooth Low Energy. So we stop today's lecture here, and in the next lecture we are going to see different applications of Bluetooth Low Energy and how the data transmission actually takes place with Bluetooth Low Energy. Okay. So I will stop here for the today's lecture.